Hello, it's V-Day 22, I assume. Today at work I was discussing with one of my colleagues about how internet search engines are narrowing down people's overall knowledge, general knowledge. Because back in my day there was no internet, or basically there was an internet, but it was behind these 90k modems. If someone picked up the phone, your connection was pretty much, so you had to make these analog searches from books and magazines if you wanted to know something about something. But nowadays it's much more easier. You just go into Google or some other search engine, type in your search, and there you have it. But the problem with search engines is that they are a fast way to get knowledge, but that knowledge is very often very pinpointed. The knowledge you're getting is only about that certain subject, but there are a lot of things around that subject too. And when I was a teenager I needed to know something, library was my first stop. And by reading about things, you can get a much more fuller picture of those things. But now we're living the era of smartphones, where you don't have to memorize, or there are still things you have to memorize, but you don't have to memorize that much because there's always Google, Bing or something like that in your pocket. Prime example about how we are relying too heavily on different kind of electric gadgets. I took my phone out from my inner pocket, and after 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes of use, my iPhone 4S decided that it's too cold and it shut itself down. And this is not the first time it happens, because it seems to be that in iPhones there is this some kind of a safety feature that shuts the phone off automatically if the temperature is below zero, because those things are not designed to be used in below zero temperatures. In standby mode they can take temperatures up to -25, but you can't use them if it's under zero or below zero. Now let's assume that I'm in a place that's not familiar to me, and I was on my way from point A to point B relying on map app. Okay, the phone is dead. Now I don't have that map. Okay, the phone is dead. I can't call anyone for directions. So I need analog information. Or I have to ask someone for directions. I have to find a map. Now I don't have the digital map. So that's why I'm not so keen about relying totally on electric gadgets and computers. I don't have music in my phone. I have MP3 player. I always carry a camera with me, because I do have a good camera in my phone, but still there are too much in that phone, because I need it to make phone calls. And let's say that I'm on my way relying completely on my phone with music, pictures, video and phone calls. And if that one thing dies, you basically have nothing. You don't have a camera, you don't have maps anymore, and you don't have a phone. And there are people who are using their smartphones as a internet browser, MP3 player and camera. I always have a backup. Or I don't even have I can't even say that I have a backup, because I don't use my phone's MP3 player or my phone's camera unless I have to. If those things are the only device, or if my phone is the only device that can play music and or take photos, then I'll use them, or then I'll use it. But if your phone is your only source of entertainment and information, it's much too vulnerable to situations like this, because there are only about 8 degrees below zero. My phone had almost full battery and it died because it's too cold. And I don't know about the other models or other generations of iPhones, but what comes to iPhone 4S, if it shuts down because it's too cold, or the phone thinks it's too cold, you actually can't turn it back on before you hook it up to a charger. So it doesn't help that you go somewhere where it's warm and then try to turn it on. It doesn't work.
And look what I got her. Menee videolle.
Selkä uintia. Tau tau.
Tutsipuu.
It's almost bedtime and today's been a whole lot better than a few days before this. Tomorrow's going to be quite slow day, but on Thursday we have a Two Wolves rehearsals, which are the first rehearsals in what, 3 weeks, I think. So I have to do some practicing tomorrow, because I'm not sure if I can play all the songs the way they should be played. But anyways, until tomorrow, see ya!